Going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Rambling Men's Sports Podcast. My good buddy Chaz Clark makes another appearance to the show, but this time we will be talking about something he is very familiar with, and that is basketball. More specifically, we're going to preview the NBA Finals, which starts tonight. I'm going to try to get this uploaded before the game, but Chaz, how are you doing today?
Good, my man. Good. Just kind of a busy day, but ready for some NBA Finals tonight, man. How about you? How's your day been?
I've been busy. I've been trying to get all my stuff gathered to Morgantown, moving back there. Busy day. Just walked through the door before I texted you saying I was ready to go.
Yeah, I know you're pumped to be back in old Motown.
But yeah, so NBA Finals tonight. Golden State, Cleveland for a fourth year in a row. First off, I want to get your thoughts on that. Do you think that's good or bad?
Oh man, is that good or bad? I want to say for not these so-called hardcore basketball fans, I would say it's bad. Probably because they want to see something different.
Like a guy like me, I don't like it. I'm just bored with it by now. I mean, you know me, Chaz. I like basketball. I don't really follow it that closely. I do watch the postseason, but for a guy like me, I'm kind of bored with it at this point.
Yeah. But for diehards, I really don't think that it bothers them that much because obviously you got LeBron and then you got the best team.
Yeah, if one team was there, I could live with it. The Warriors are a dynasty, obviously. Or LeBron James, best player in the league, was there every year. I could live with it as long as they were facing somebody else. But 4 years in a row, the same team, I'm tired of it.
I'd rather see Houston. I was pulling for Houston to come out of the West, but I didn't think it was going to happen.
Yeah. But so let's preview it. Start with you. What do you think? What do you think? Who you like so far?
I definitely got Golden State winning. I don't I'm not a huge LeBron fan, even though how great he is. I think if anybody can make this team win, I don't think that Jordan or Kobe could take this team and make them win. I think he is the perfect person as an all-around basketball player to get them to win, but he would have to average, I think, in the finals or this postseason, he's averaging 34, 9, and 9. And I think in the finals, Kevin Love is averaging 7.8 points a game in the finals. That's his second best player.
Yeah.
And this
is that since I guess Kevin Love has been in Cleveland.
Yeah, and then this postseason he's averaging 13.9 points, which is basically 14. And I don't even think is he even playing tonight?
Yes, Adam Schefter did say he is playing tonight.
Is Iggy playing tonight?
Who?
Iguodala. Sorry.
Oh, I don't know.
Iguodala. Well, for him to pull this off, he would have to probably average 40, 12, and 12, and then he'd have to have probably four other players like J.R. Smith, George Hill, Kevin Love, and Kyle Korver both all have averaged 20. They'd have to put false games. I got Golden State in 5. I think they could possibly – I think Golden State will win the first two. I don't think they'll lose in Oracle. I think they'll probably win the first one in Cleveland, which will make it 3-0, and then they'll probably rest or kind of give their guys a little bit of a break, kind of chill out. Cleveland will still win in Cleveland, and then they'll go back to Oracle and they'll lose.
Yeah, I'm with you. In order for Cleveland, I think, to really make this a competitive series and get it to 6 or 7 games, that team in Game 7 against Boston is going to have to show up. A lot of guys – I told you before the game, I think LeBron has to get 50 for them to have a chance at winning. He didn't get anywhere near that, but they won the game because other guys stepped up. We weren't really expecting that. So I think for Cleveland to have a chance and get it to a 6 or 7 game series, this has to be LeBron's got to probably get to 40, and everyone else has to contribute and step up like they did in Game 7. If that happens, I won't be that surprised if Cleveland maybe pulled it out. I will be surprised if they get it all together, though. And beat Golden State.
A lot of people think if they get it to 7 that actually Cleveland will win. I don't think even if it went to 7 at Oracle, I still don't even think they'll win, which I think this has no shot.
Yeah, they don't have home court either, so that's one thing.
Yeah. Do you have Golden State in 4 or 5?
I'll say Golden State in 5. I'll say gentleman's sweep with LeBron. When was the last time he was swept? It's been a long time.
San Antonio and 2007. I think it was his first one.
Yeah, that was 11 years ago.
And that was his biggest accomplishment, taking that terrible team against those Spurs. But I mean, even with Golden State, I think that they have the second. They score the second most points out of anybody in the NBA. They have the highest field goal percentage as a team and the highest free throw percentage as a team. So I mean, like,
Cleveland doesn't match up. They don't have the point. They don't have a point guard that can guard Steph. They don't have a shooting guard. That J.R. Smith's not going to play defense on Klay Thompson. LeBron can play.
Let's put their matchup. So you have who has been starting as of lately. It has been George Hill, Cal Korver, J.R. Smith, Thompson, and LeBron.
That sounds about right.
So
Kevin Love should start tonight, though. So maybe Korver sits or J.R. Smith sits. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so if Kevin Love starts tonight, say it would be George Hill on Steph.
Yeah.
See, so it's just mismatches, man. You got two former MVPs
and then
on one.
Korver or J.R. Smith on Klay Thompson. LeBron could probably could guard Kevin Durant a little bit. I don't think he can guard Durant over the course of a series.
I don't think he will. I think he'll guard him some. He's had pretty good, maybe other than last year. I don't know. I can't remember if he guarded him the whole time, but I mean, I think over the career he actually has had pretty well success guarding Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant still can get his points, but I mean, It's just too much. It's even if Cleveland puts a flawless game together and Golden State puts a near flawless game, Golden State's still going to win just because they just got so much more talent. They're so much more deeper. I think Cleveland actually, if you look at all who they have, like who we just named, like Thompson, Korver, JR, Kevin Love, Rodney Hood, Clarkson, all those players, they actually are decent players. But I don't know. I've
actually thought that myself. If LeBron James leaves this summer, do you think this Cleveland team potentially sneaks into the playoffs as like an 8 seed? No. I thought maybe they do.
Maybe without him, but I feel like if anybody,
no, I don't. I'm not saying they get back to the finals without him at all. But maybe without him, do they sneak into the postseason in the East as like an 8 seed?
You would think if you just name the players, not like how they've been playing.
Right. Yeah.
Players, you would think that they definitely should be able to, and that if they were actually playing how they've played at certain points in their career, this probably would be a decent series. I still don't think they probably would win, but it could go at least 6 or 7 games.
Yeah, it would take a lot, I think, for Cleveland just to get it to 6 or 7 games. But they just don't match up well. Golden State, like you said, has too many shooters. They're too deep. They have far better coach. I think this easily is going to set up for another Golden State championship.
Yeah, Tyronn Lue is not a better coach than Steve Kerr, even though I just think Mark Jackson's a better coach, their former coach, than Steve Kerr was. But I think that they have 3 players averaging over 20. Clay, Curry, and KD all average over 20. I think Draymond's averaging 11, 7, and 7, and Draymond leads him in rebounds and assists. So, I mean,
he's that guy that's going to get you 11 points, 10 rebounds, like 10 assists. He's just going to get 11, 10, and 10. He's not going to be 20.
No,
20
but
points.
I mean that adds up. Though I mean he sets a tone for them, and something else, dude. They have 30% of the Western Conference All-Stars starting for them. They have 4 out of the 12 out of the 12 players that make the Western Conference All-Stars on their team. Yeah, that's not fair.
You said that's 30. That's not 30%. That's 25%.
25%.
Right? 4 out of 12. I'm not a math guy. 4 out of 12. I'm pretty sure it's 25%. No. You're right. It's 30%. Yeah.
Yeah. 30% of the Western Conference All-Stars are on one team.
That's just
they said on Vegas to win. If you bet $1,000, you would only win $100 if you bet Golden State.
See, I just don't think that's that fun.
Like, I mean, obviously you win your money back, but you win 1,100, so you would only gain 100 in profit. But see, that tells you how much. I think they're 13. They're spotting Cleveland 13 tonight, and I guess how this game goes will set the tone for the rest. But
Golden State's a 13-point favorite tonight.
Yeah, I think unless it dropped. That's what.
Now you're right. ESPN says Golden State's a 13-point favorite. That's ridiculous.
How do you see tonight's game? Like just game 1, just saying. I'm sure you got Golden State winning both home games.
Golden State ought to win. We should say that. So we both like Golden State to win, but game one's tonight. I'm going Golden State. I feel like since they had that game 7 on Monday, maybe you would think rest comes into a factor, but they're going to have 3 days off before this game. But I feel like since they had that game 7 kind of after Cleveland, they'll still have that mentality of we got to win. So I think that's going to play a factor. They're going to come out hungrier maybe than Cleveland. Cleveland, I think, is just kind of happy to be there. Maybe after almost losing to Boston, they had to overcome a lot to get to Game 7 and win Game 7 in Boston. I feel like they're just kind of maybe happy to be there. They'll go through the motions. And Golden State, I'll take Golden State to win by more than 13, sure, tonight. I'll say Golden State by 15.
If I'm a betting man, I'm like you. I think Cleveland's pretty happy to be there. I think, which I guess it's how you put it, I guess you'd say all the pressure is on Golden State, really, I guess. Really, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Cleveland. That is one thing. Cleveland has nothing to lose.
Yeah, they have nothing to lose, I guess. The only person, I guess, may be if you're trying to put LeBron on a certain status, that'd be the only thing that they really have to lose. But as team-wise, Golden State has all the pressure. Nobody thinks that Cleveland can win. A lot of people think Golden State, since they're so much better than everybody, that they have to get their back up against the wall sometimes for them to actually really come out, which I think in times that's very possible, maybe with a stacked Houston team. But with this Cleveland team, unless they come out tonight and everybody, I mean, I'm talking LeBron, like you said, gives you 45, 10, and 12. And
they're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and 2 other people give you 20, and maybe 2 other people give you 3 other people give you 10. Maybe it could happen, but I see him Golden State winning by. Shoot, I'll probably go. It could get ugly. I'd say probably. I'd go about 18.
I'll say like Warriors, maybe 105 to 90, something like that.
See, 105-90 actually sounds, because you got to think too. Cleveland have been playing decent defense, but they're not that good of a defensive team.
No, they're not.
And I'll tell you what, them trying to guard, if they play the bad defense they've been against these guys, and if LeBron plays 48 minutes, imagine 48 minutes against these guys.
Yeah. He's going to have to rest. He can't play 48 minutes a night.
And then if they take him out, what happens?
It's going to go downhill fast.
Exactly.
They need other guys to step up. I'm just not sure they have any.
I mean, who could you see possibly, say if, besides Kevin Love, so say Kevin Love, who could you see, or say Kevin Love gives you maybe a little bit more than a double-double, so maybe he gives you like 18 and 11 or something. Who else could you see possibly stepping up for Cleveland?
I think you got to look at J.R. Smith. He's a pretty good shooter. Problem is with him, he's kind of a head case. If he gets the hot hands, gets overconfident, he's going to shoot a lot, and I just don't think that's what you want with him.
Yep.
I think Kyle Korver could step up. He's been a nice player everywhere he's been. If he can get you about 15, I think that's solid. I think they're going to need, J.R. Smith, Love, and the other guy I just mentioned, Korver, to get about 50 points between them to have a chance.
I have them be consistent. I'm like you. If
and
Kevin
George
Love
Hill has to
give
take
you-
care of the ball.
Go ahead.
And George Hill can't turn the ball. George Hill can't turn the ball over.
No, not at all. He's had a couple terrible games, then he had a couple good games where he was in double digits. If he can, because he has a lot of experience. He played for San Antonio, played for Utah. I mean, he's been in some playoffs. I think he might even have a championship with San Antonio. I'm not for sure. If he doesn't, he's definitely been in final series 100%. But I mean,
I remember him in Indiana. I thought he was a pretty good player.
Indiana too. Indiana, he was probably. I'd say Indiana's probably his best, maybe. Yeah, you're probably right. I'd say you're right. But he'd have to put it together. Like you said, you'd have to have – because I know over the past couple series, I know nobody in the Indiana series averaged double digits other than LeBron James the whole time. And if that happens in this, they'll get beat by 30.
I won't be shocked at all if the Warriors sweep. I don't think they will. I'll say Cleveland pulls one out at home. Like you said, maybe when they're 3-0, backs are really against the wall. Like, hey, let's not get embarrassed, and get swept.
And then Golden State might kind of chill out a little bit, kind of rest their guys.
Hey, let's win this on our home court,
And you got to think, too, if Iguodala might not play this game. I don't think he is. He might be, but if he doesn't play maybe game 1 or game 2, he guards LeBron really tough. So if he comes back game 3 and game 4 along with what they have, because that's a starter out right there.
Yeah.
Then it's just not fair. It's not. I would like to see, like, in my heart of hearts, I would honestly love to see it go 7 games, but I don't believe it'll go more than 5. It wouldn't surprise me if they sweep them. That's just me, though.
I agree. So that'll pretty much do it. I wanted to get this up before the game. We're at 17 minutes, so about where I wanted it to wrap up. We're both in the same boat. Warriors in 5. They ought to win handily tonight. Won't be shocked if they sweep, and really won't be maybe not surprised if Cleveland manages to get it to 6, maybe 7, if the pieces fall into place.
If they fall into place, and a lot has to happen.
Yeah, a lot has to happen. We're on the same page for that. But thank you, Chaz. You've been bugging me about coming back on the show to talk NBA Finals. Glad we finally got to do it. Good to have you back. Thank you for coming back.
No problem, brother. Thanks for having me. We finally kind of get to where we can get on an even page even more, so I can come on more. But yeah, man, I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. I think that'll do it. One thing for the listeners, I did say last week we were going to have a regular show with James and myself. We didn't get that done. We were supposed to have it done Wednesday night. I completely forgot about it. It's on me for once and not James. I completely forgot about it, and then he was busy tonight, and then I'm busy this weekend with moving. So I don't know when that's going to happen. We're shooting for Sunday. We're going to get the two of us together again. But keep tuning in. I promise you, James, we'll be back on the show. We will keep putting out content. But thank you again, Chaz, for coming on. Everyone, just keep tuning in, please. Have a good one.
No problem, bro. Thanks for having me, man. Have a good one.